Manchester City might be back, guys. Manchester City might be 100% back. You look the way they are playing in the Club World Cup. They are playing brilliant football and free football, and we all know what happens when Manchester City get going and these Manchester City players start flying, man. It will be over for everybody. And what makes it even special, the amount of talent that Manchester City have, it is ridiculous, man. They have like 2 world-class players in like almost every position. If the player is not world-class, is a top elite level talent. So the other teams in the Prem, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, Man United, make sure you come with very brilliant teams, man, because the moment your teams will be shaking the start of next season, it might be over for you guys, man, because you all know when Pep Guardiola get going, there's no stopping him. 2 years ago, Pep Guardiola was brilliant and he won the league 4 times in a row. So these teams should make sure they don't make the mistake of allowing Pep Guardiola to go back at the top of English football. And I've been watching these Manchester City games in the Club World Cup, and Pep Guardiola, it is like he's experimenting. Saying this, I don't mean that Pep Guardiola is not taking this game seriously. 100% is taking this game seriously. But you look at the first game against Trinidad, Pep Guardiola had a very different approach comparing to the second game against Haaland and the third game against Juventus. And he's doing all this because of what? The squad depth. Pep Guardiola has squad depth, man. You see like the game against Juventus when he punished them 5-2. Omar Mamouche is coming out, and the guy who is replacing him is Erling Haaland, one of the best attackers in the world, is replacing Omar Mamouche. Omar Mamouche is also a top player, who is a top talent, who whenever is outside the box, all he thinks about it is shooting. So guys, let's brace ourselves, because what I'm thinking about when I'm seeing this Manchester City playing in the Club World Cup, it reminds me of the David Silva, the Kun Agueros, the Mahrez, the Sterling. You know what I mean? Those who pioneered this Pep Guardiola success. I know we are yet to see that, but I have a feeling that Pep Guardiola next season, he will conquer this league. Coming to the goals, the first goal, Jeremy Doku goal, a very brilliant pass from Ryan Nouri. And I think Ryan Nouri is one of the best attacking fullbacks the Premier League will witness next season. FPL managers next season, make sure you have this kid in your team, man, because Ryan Nouri that kid is very brilliant, and I think there are a few players in the world who have the talent of Ryan Nouri in terms of attacking. That ball was brilliant. That ball to Jeremy Doku was brilliant. And the first step that Jeremy Doku took so that he can body balance Kalulu, another brilliant talent from Manchester City, because body balances Kalulu, and just like that, the ball is in his right foot and Jeremy Doku makes the shot, and just like that, Manchester City are on goal. But 1 minute later, I don't know what happened to Ederson Moraes, man. And I think this is the reason I've never rated Ederson Moraes. I know he has the golden gloves in the Premier League. He keeps a lot of clean sheet, but for me, I've never rated Ederson Moraes at all. I always feel that he's overprotected from the midfield to the defense, because when Manchester City have a bad midfield or a bad defense and is exposed, he concedes like every shot that he faces him. That is why I've never rated him. And there's a reason why Brazil national team, they always favored starting Alisson Becker over Ederson Moraes. And at some point, Ederson Moraes is the one who had more clean sheet in the Premier League than Alisson Becker. But when it came to the national team, Alisson Becker is the one who was favored to start in the national team. And it only took 10 minutes for Ederson Moraes to prove me right, because Manchester City are building from the back, and obviously it always starts from the goalkeeper and makes a heavy pass trying to get Bernardo Silva's left foot, and just like that, a Juventus player takes the ball and he also fails to make a save near post, and just like that, Juventus have equalized. And you see, Juventus have really equalized. They have equalized the goal, but Manchester City are still dominating, man. And this is the reason why I'm scared of Manchester City next season. These guys are still dominating. They're still knocking. And I'm just sitting there talking to myself, and wow, Juventus will definitely concede another goal. But I did not think it will come from a non-goal from Kalulu, man. What was Kalulu doing? You are alone in the box. No one was following you. The ball is in your feet. All he had to do was just control the ball and maybe clear the ball. But I think what he tried to do, he tried to take the ball outside for Manchester City corner, but it went sideways, and just like that, Manchester City were 2-1 up, man. The way Juventus struggled to get back into the game, they've gotten back into the game, and Kalulu, just like that, it throws all that hard work away, and Manchester City are back in the game. Then it goes to halftime. It comes in the second half. Manchester City are still dominating. Then Sávio lays it up for Erling Haaland. Not the cleanest finish from Erling Haaland, but the goal counts. Then Phil Foden again, another layup from Sávio. Sávio could have finished that, but Phil Foden took the ball and scored. The final goal, Erling Haaland makes the shot, and the keeper saves, man, and it falls to Sávio, man. Wow, that shot was out of this world. That goal was brilliant, man. And I think this goal will be in the contention to win the Club World Cup goal of the season if they have that award. That goal was brilliant. The goalkeeper couldn't move. The way he hit it, it hits the crossbar, then it falls in the back of the net. Wow, Sávio is a top level talent. And I think this season we'll see a lot of Sávio and Doku, especially Jeremy Doku. I want to talk about Jeremy Doku. This season we'll see a lot of Jeremy Doku in that Manchester City team. He had one of these brilliant games he's playing for Manchester City. I know there's a game that he provided a hat-trick for assist, but this game Jeremy Doku was brilliant. That side of Sávio, it was almost quiet despite getting those assists and that goal, but Doku's side, it was always problems and problems. The Juventus midfield could not rest because of Doku. Doku is a top elite level talent, and I think he'll be a key factor in Manchester City's success next season. If Jeremy Doku flies next season and gets flying and become the best, one of the best players in the Premier League, one of the best wingers in Premier League in terms of output, in terms of skills, in terms of creating chances, I think Manchester City will fly. If Jeremy Doku will be able to provide assists, create chances, score goals, Manchester City will be flying, man. Because Jeremy Doku is that type of a winger who is very good on his feet, his left foot, on his right foot. Skills I think is one of the best attributes that Jeremy Doku has. And when it comes to scoring, providing assists, he knows when to lay up a pass for a striker to finish. He knows when to slide that ball inside the box for a striker to finish. He knows when to shoot. He knows when to cut in. He knows when to provide those mad skills and not make 1, 2, 3 defenders. That is the best attribute of Jeremy Doku. And if Jeremy Doku can do that next season, man, Manchester City, we might see a very different Manchester City next season. Erling Haaland might score a lot of goals next season, because last season we've seen this Bernardo Silva and Gundogan. They look at Haaland. Haaland is making a run, and it is almost like they're ignoring him. But in that game, you saw Sávio, so Marmamush, even Ranchaki, Jeremy Doku, they always constantly trying to look for Erling Haaland inside the box. So if Jeremy Doku flies next season, if Sávio flies next season, Chucky has a good season, Erling Haaland will definitely fly next season, because he was missing those type of guys who were giving him ball inside the box. Like season, it was like they were ignoring him. And you try to figure out how Manchester City are playing, man. The midfield, the attack. In some moments you see Pep Guardiola using like wingers all up front. In some moments you see Marmamush dropping into the midfield, Jenny Renders helping him out. And I think the best place that you can play Marmamush, it is in that number 10 position, or false 9 position. The amount of talent that Pep Guardiola has in this team, it is brilliant. And it is not fair if I talk of all the talents at Manchester City and forget Ryan and Nouri. Haaland Nouri is flying, man. He's one of those players that will be a key factor for the success of Pep Guardiola at Manchester City next season. This guy, I think, is one of the most dangerous defenders when it comes to attack. He's one of the most dangerous fullbacks when it comes to attack. He has ridiculous talent. His final ball inside the box, it is always bringing problems to the opposition. And I think this, for Manchester City, for what I've seen in the Club World Cup, Ryan and Nouri, you guys nailed it. You guys absolutely nailed it. I'm not saying the reason why my club Manchester United wanted Ryan Nouri. That kid is a top level talent. The way he's overlapping, when he received the ball at the final third of the pitch, you just look at him. When you are not a Manchester City fan, you're like, wow, Manchester City, they have a gem in their hand. All in all, Manchester City have qualified to the round of 16 of the Club World Cup. Also, I think the other team from the Premier League, which is Chelsea, has qualified for the round of 16 of the Club World Cup. The transfer window is going on, and we'll see the Liverpool are very serious in this one. Manchester City are very serious. Arsenal have signed Nogard and Kepa in one day. Manchester City, the Mbomo deal is almost over the line. Let me know your thought in the comment section on what you think Manchester City will be next season, and if Pep Guardiola is back and will conquer the Premier League. Don't forget to like, leave a sub. Peace.